Kutcher. I'm Pio, and today I have the pleasure of welcoming two apes, not one, but two apes. We got Costa and we got the Hustle House. How's it going, fellas?
Doing super well, man. How you doing?
Doing
Doing well,
well,
brother.
doing well. Hell
Thanks for
yeah.
having
And
us.
so my pleasure. Really happy to bring you on. So we were in a spaces earlier. We were talking about Stoner Cats, which is this new project that is an entertainment industry project that is designed to fund a cartoon that's got some pretty big name talent like Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Seth MacFarlane, Vitalik Buterin of all people is involved. And so we kind of linked from talking about that a little bit. What are your guys' blink reactions to the project?
So far, not good, man. I mean, like honestly, the mint release was supposed to be at 2 o'clock, and it's already 3:30, so it's about an hour and a half late. I understand that stuff happens, but not a lot of commenting on what's happening. I saw that certain transactions were being rejected and returned on the blockchain. Whoever there was a few that got in for orders, but they were like, didn't work out. So we'll see how it goes. But also at 0.35, they're asking with the gas fees that are going on right now, like easily $1,000 per NFT. That's too much.
Yeah, I agree. It's without so much laid out for their roadmap, from what I can tell. It seems like it's just it, it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not something that I feel comfortable grabbing personally. That's not just to say anything, but it just seems like there's some issues going on now. Like they added mod chat, from what I understand, restricted chat in there. Um, so it's just going through some turbulence right now.
And when you say mod chat, that's because so basically what that means for people that don't know is that in the official Discord of the project right now, only moderators are allowed to contribute to the chat. Like I can't pop in there and write anything.
Yeah, from my understanding, I haven't been in there in a minute, but that was the trending on Twitter. That's what I saw. It's
Well, they opened it back up just
yeah,
recently. I'm in the Discord right now, and it's the reason that I think they did that is because it became a lot of trolling really fast.
mm,
The number one thing people love to do is play around. People were like, "Am I getting
true.
punked? Was this the ultimate punk by Ashton?" But we don't know
Yeah,
yet.
I definitely
That's
don't
pretty
see
funny.
that. Yeah, that's I haven't heard that one, but yeah, I just don't see that. Like my snap reaction on the project was like, this is great, let's go. Like this is awesome. I'm in this, but just doing a little bit of digging there, it just wasn't quite my speed.
Yeah, and on our spaces, I was bringing up a few points where I was like, well, look, Ashton Kutcher, he's very technology forward. He might literally be the most technology forward Hollywood specific person, like not counting music industry and other industries like Hollywood, film industry. He might be the most technology forward. And I was like, he's looking to set a precedent. And then Costa, you responded, you were like, but is this the precedent we're looking to set? And so I think people should really think about that. Like, do we want to set a precedent of a drop that's not really that organized or not rocking and rolling right off the bat when there were so many examples of good drops before this?
Right, like for example, somebody who was trying to do it the right way is Gary V. He
Mhm.
postponed. He was all about May 5th, like posting it for probably a month or so, just getting everybody ready, which is great. That's kind of what we want is the celebrities to draw the attention and to get uh, to onboard people into the NFT space. And Gary was doing that, but uh, what you don't see here is like them doing all and Gary pushed back his project. Like Gary wasn't ready, so he pushed it back. And like that's kind of what you're seeing, a little bit of turbulence right now. They weren't quite ready for the drop. It was delayed. They're getting return transactions. I don't really know what was all going on, but it doesn't seem that they were 100% ready to let everything loose. So not really sure if this was the right time. Like they could have easily used the time to build a little bit more attention to it. I'm sure that there's a couple people. My first hearing of it was maybe 3 or 4 days ago. So I think they could have definitely gotten some more awareness out there. So I think if that was the case, like pushing it back, building out their roadmap, it would have showed a little bit more community involvement from my perspective.
And what do you guys make of like Vitalik being remotely involved? Like I get it's just as like a voice or whatever, but just the fact that he's remotely involved and yet they still didn't excel when it comes to the drop.
I think he's going to be super embarrassed by it, man. But like, to be honest with you, they probably could care less. They're focused on like what the results are. I honestly, like, I've heard this so many times. Is everyone keeps saying like, yeah, it's fumbling out the gate, but they'll probably still sell out.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
everyone in the Discord is like, I hate how much this project's messing up, but I'm still here waiting to buy one.
Yeah, I have 100% think it'll sell out. I don't think that that'll be an issue. I think that the and I think you'll see the production and it'll happen. But my big thing about projects like these are the community and what does the community get out of this? From my perspective, other than a couple subscription passes to see a YouTube show.
Right. Like I read the roadmap. I did a live stream around 2 o'clock when it was supposed to do the reveal. I was reading the roadmap to get an understanding, and the biggest value that I see is that they're selling you the opportunity to buy product placement in their cartoon with tokens that they'll distribute from buying your NFT. So it's like you have to pay them twice in order to do this product placement. You have to pay them once to be in the club, then you got to pay another portion of money just to do product placement. But like my girlfriend had suggested at the time, is that sometimes if it's like a tequila company, that's pennies in the bucket to them, and it's totally worth it. So it's just a matter of what this is going to be used for, whose intentions. It's not going to be most of your NFT daily consumers. I don't think it'll be a bunch of other people with different agendas.
That's such a good point, man. It's like this might not be for us, but that doesn't mean that it's not for anybody and that it won't be successful. I agree with you guys. I think 100% chance it sells out. There's kind of no way to me that it doesn't sell out, even if it takes a couple days, but it probably will just sell out today, I think. I don't know. But that's so interesting that you have to like pay twice, but that makes so much sense. If it's like a brand, like a tequila company or something, someone that actually wants that product placement, they will pay twice. They won't give a shit. What do you guys think about the likelihood of the NFT itself appreciating in value for the buyers, for the speculators, versus just the idea that the show can do well on its own? Like, what do you think of the connection between the NFT and the show?
I think that'll depend on what type of utilities they actually implement on the token itself. Right now, like other projects promise an airdrop at least, or other type of reward system for having the token. Right now, it's just you get access to the subscription, so and you could potentially get product placement. But I think you would at this stage, without knowing anything further, you would need to buy a second token to recoup your cost to potentially sell it, because at that point you're out of the club. You're no longer in the club. You can't watch it 10 years from now. Like if this is a good thing and that's all you got is the one token, you sell the token and you're out of the club. You would, in my opinion, you would need to buy two to remain in this club for just the subscription, because the subscription is going to be what you get. So if you want the subscription, you want the value of it, and to recoup maybe potential costs is, or yeah, cost is you have to buy two. I don't know if other than that it's like you're out of the club, and that's what I think the value is here, is like being in the club and the subscription. So
Right, and that's where they differ from like where the Bored Apes set their standard is like the club is like a continuation of utility, and it's also more because it's an actual fan base with people interacting. Stoner Cats just came out of nowhere and we're like, hey, we're famous, and people were going to give us crypto because we asked for it, and that'll help pay our cartoon that we want to fund. But then they're not promising much more to us. Yes, I see someone said an airdrop for a poster, and I read the roadmap, and it doesn't seem worth $800 to $1,000 as an entry point. That's all. If it was $100, $200, and then each time they hit a metric, then that the community voted, it would be more interesting. But at that point, you're like, you can get a lot of Vogus today for the same price you can get one super cat.
And I wanna shift to the Vogus a little bit just to talk about that as another project that's coming. I do want to call out thank you to Evan Tulip for giving a donation. Evan's message is buy super ducks or sup ducks, cats suck. So everyone, that's what Evan wants you to know, is that buy a sup duck and the cats suck. Just want to call that out real quick. But yeah, I mean, like, do we think that the Vogu drop is going to take attention from this or have any impact on it at all?
Absolutely, man. People like I've had people emailing me all week just like, "Hey, make sure you pick up a few of these, blah blah blah." And honestly, I got a little carried away yesterday with the ape harbors and I spent all my ETH on that. So I thought, the minting cost is 0.08 for those Vogus. I've got 0.09 and I realize now with gas, I've got no chance.
What do you guys think about the fact that they actually lowered the resell fee from 10% to 2.5% for this Stoner Cats project? Do you think that's a step in the right direction, or is it just something you don't really like care about? It's not really relevant.
No, that's a big step in the right direction, in my opinion. That gives more back to, I guess, the collectors in that regard, and hopefully, I mean, mostly for, I guess, the flippers, because I guess that's right now. I'm not really sure what yeah, it's a subscription, so the flippers get more. But it is a step in the right direction to get more in the pocket of the consumer.
I think it'll be interesting just what that funding goes to, because they say in the roadmap at like a certain percentage that the assets they get will go towards production of the cartooning, and kind of eventually their whole idea is to create a DAO which will allow the audience to kind of create the path of the show. But it also only says that their roadmap only kind of suggests that they have a 3-year plan and that's it. Like they don't really have a vision past that. That concerned me right off the bat, because most projects that you read, they project this as if they're not going anywhere, and they've already set like this show will only be this long kind of thing. So it's interesting.
So Baron, does that actually mean that the 10% that was supposed to go, I guess that's in the resale fee, that supposed to be what was
Yeah.
involved in
So
the DAO?
yeah, exactly. So it's actually like they took more away from the community by doing that, but people don't
Interesting.
realize that, because they
Right.
didn't realize that that percentage was supposed to go to the community. So people went, "Hey, that's a really high resale value," but they never read that what that was going to.
Yeah, I think this is more. I see. I wasn't aware of that as well, and that's more of the marketing and the roadmap that needs to be laid out. I don't, like you said, I don't think many people are aware of that. So I think that would have been a good point to stress to the community, at least, like, let them know that this resale and this 10% fee is going back to you guys and what you guys want with this.
And they're so vague on what they're dropping. They said at like 20% they'll do bi-weekly communal readings, and it's like, what does that mean? Does that mean that like that Chris Rock is going to sit down and read to the community for 2 hours? Or does that mean that like somebody's going to read a script to me? Or you know what I mean? Like, what value is that? Because if it's Chris Rock reading to me for an hour, I'll buy that for $1,000. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that as time goes on, this model will be used again and again and again in the entertainment industry. I think that we can expect a little bit more preparation. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest, at the kind of lack of detail and almost like hastily trying to get this thing out, when they really could have just gone like hard with making sure that all their ducks were in a row. Like friggin' Vitalik's associated with the project. It's like you could have figured it out, and there's so many examples of doing it right. But that doesn't change that this model's here to stay. Creators want to go directly to fans to raise money. They don't want to go through even Netflix, which all creators seem to like, because Netflix just throws money at you and then they're hands off, right? They like it even better when they can raise the money themselves, and then they're the production company. So I do think that the model will be here to stay.
No, I agree with that completely. The model is interesting. I don't think they're going to execute it tremendously well, but their celebrity does carry enough weight that they probably will sell out, because if they're only aiming at like a 5% audience that has that budget, those people probably have enough to buy multiples.
Yeah,
No doubt.
I think the NFT will, like, the product, like the entertainment industry will try and get their ideas more directly with the fans and tied with them. I'm not sure if, like you said, this is the model, like to get it out as soon as it was and as expensive it as it is. But yeah, I think the NFT model and it's a more direct Kickstarter. You can interact with them and give them more benefits.
No doubt. I got to call out Evan again. He just gave a bunch of money so that I can get a floor duck. So he's dead ass serious. Like, screw cats, get a duck. So I'm going to get a duck now. I'll try to work it on this stream, but I know that Baron, or excuse me, Hustle House has to go in like 20 minutes. So I just want to make sure that we kind of wrap up the conversation on this. But yeah, definitely thanks for watching and supporting, Evan. And I'm going to get a floor duck now 100%. So you're going to see me with a duck running around. Going back to this Stoner Cats project, I was just thinking about it. For these NFTs to really appreciate and value, to be like crazy, upside on the NFT, the show has to be like a monster hit. It really does. Like, it has to be a crazy big hit so that, then those NFTs are like the OG NFTs for that show. And it's like, what's the likelihood of that, even with a star-studded cast? It's so hard to have a show be a hit. Like, do you guys feel the same way? Or if not, like, how do you think the NFT itself can appreciate?
I don't know that it can, to be honest. That's why I'm so hesitant to buy it, because I thought to myself the same strategy that the other ape said, was that if I was going to buy one, I was going to buy two, because the idea would be to flip one enough so that you have a profit of some sort. But it just doesn't make sense at this price. Like, if I'm buying at 0.35, I'm going to have to put it up at 0.7. And then I made the joke earlier, everyone will put it at 0.69, really. And then you're just going to have a lot of people around this range. So that's almost, 1,500-1,700 bucks in that range. Do I want to do that? Will someone else? I don't know,
Yeah, like you were saying, it's so hard to have a hit. And I mean, like, are you going to get those diehard like, I'm really curious to see, like, after a lot of these projects drop, some people throw out the analytics and say, what's the wallet distribution, who bought? And I'm really curious to see those analytics after this drop's done and see who bought, because I guess we compare this to Gary's a lot, because he's kind of, I guess, got the same celebrity to him. But his seemingly was a lot of new unique users. So I'm curious to see where that lies after this is all said and done as well, to see
That's
if
a
it are those holders who want to, like, be in it for Ashton and Mila and
Yeah.
Vitalik, or if they're just in it for trying to be the flippers.
You said something earlier that like really hit, when with the Gary V onboarding so many new people, in their Discord, there was a lot of people, the mods especially, trying to teach people about MetaMask and explaining that. And I haven't seen that in the other Discord. Like, I haven't seen them kind of bringing on people and helping them in that way. So I am a little bit curious, like, if they're anticipating a whole new audience coming in, where is their guidance to help that audience kind of have an onboarding experience that's easier?
Yeah, their onboarding experience would have been 2 or 3 days, like, to get somebody from when I first heard about it. And I'm pretty active, so, like, I heard about it 3-4 days ago. So a new person to find it 4 days ago, and to onboard and to buy in 4 days, and to not hear much, it's a little rough for a new user.
I'm getting the indication that they might have delayed it for 24 hours. I think the people in the live chat are trying to suss out if that's like an official announcement or just some random guy. But my partners at NFTCulture, they put 24 hours cats delayed. So I do think it's probably from a reputable source. On the onboarding thing, you guys are absolutely right about that. So Gary V did it right, and he onboarded his people. And that's like, what the deal is. And it looks like the mods confirmed. So it is a 24-hour delay. But if you want an example of a project that did a not good job of allowing time for, or allowing support to onboard the fan base, if you guys are familiar with LaMelo Ball, he did a drop that I actually think is a pretty solid, like innovative drop for an athlete. And it might actually set the precedent for other athlete drops. But so many people in that Discord were like, what's MetaMask? Like, how do I do it? How do I get ETH? Like all that. And it makes perfect sense, right? His fans are not like crypto bros. They're just like people that are outside of cryptocurrency and but they're very passionate. So they'll do whatever he says. And I think that part of the play with the Stoner Cats is that someone's a big, I guess, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis fan. Like, I don't really know how the fandom works in those circles, but I know Seth MacFarlane's going to have a lot of fans. And I mean, obviously, Chris Rock has fans. So I think that there needs to be like kind of some sort of, program to onboard people, some sort of effort there.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree, and I'm looking at the Discord right now, and they do have like an official announcement up there that they are delaying it, and it's kind of funny. They even said, "All right, we fucked it up. It's on me. We'll be back on time tomorrow." So whoever Mac Flevel is, one of the mods,
Damn. Well, shit. I mean, I don't
they
know.
even say in here they found a bug in his underlaying art layers and wanted it to be perfect. So they're, I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're saying something, but like 2 hours later is a little bit frustrating.
And then the promise in 24 hours that they found a bug, and like to say that 24 hours we're going to be good to go. Good. I mean, good luck. I hope, but like best wishes. But I rough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is going to be like an interesting one to see played out. This is going to be a little bit of a case study. It's pretty gnarly that it's Ashton Kutcher too, because like again, he's like the technology forward guy. Who's the next person in the entertainment industry that's going to do this? Because the entertainment industry is not forward thinking when it comes to technology. It's always catch up, and they never know how to do it right. And when people do things right, it's like explosive. Like if you guys remember 10 years ago, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, they did like the independent model. They did everything themselves. They made their own music videos. They made their own songs. They booked their own tours. They sold up arenas, and they got all of that money themselves. And then the rest of the entertainment industry is like scrambling after the fact. If this doesn't go well, who's the next one that's going to step up?
I think that'll be me, sir.
You heard it
Hell
here
yeah.
first, exclusive.
No, but to be honest with you, and I say this all the time on my YouTube channel, is it's not going to be any celebrity that we're really aware of. It's going to be some 10 to 15-year-old influencer, probably on some social media platform that's way more famous than we could have ever imagined, but most of us have still not heard of them yet. And they're going to be the ones who come along and, like, our generation is building the platform. Their generation is going to come along and go, "Oh, you've been using this wrong." That's what I expect.
Yeah, I think he's 100% right. Actually, that's spot on.
Yeah, like some TikToker or something that we don't know, but has a following of like literally 5 million people or something, like a bigger following than Ashton Kutcher does. And then boom, that sets the precedent. So no, I think you're totally right. All right. I mean, I guess I want to pivot a little bit to the Vogu project just to take a look at it. Any closing thoughts on anything that we didn't cover on the Stoner Cats? I know the three of us have separately talked about this project like 20 times today. So is there anything that we're missing?
We're missing an NFT project to look at.
Yeah.
I hate to, honestly, I hate to sound like this all the time, but like for someone who's asking for such a high amount of money to fumble out of the gates is a really bad look.
Yeah.
I think that's no, straight up.
Outside.
Yeah, we got some dog action. So if we look at the Vogu project here, so this is your kind of avatar project, but it seems like it's being done with a little bit of or a lot of bit of polish and a lot of bit of shine. And so do you guys, have you done research on this? I know they've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now, right? Fuckrender was talking about it.
Honestly, this just came on my radar about like 3 or 4 days ago as well. But the art looks amazing. The backstory looks amazing. There's already a ton of community that are just like, everybody that I've talked to is like, we're not going for the cats. We're going for Vogu today.
Yeah, I saw Vogu a little bit ago. Somebody, I think it was Dad and Kids NFT, had it on his um, profile picture and dug into it a little bit. There's a couple really interesting things, like all their hype and streetwear that they're wearing. Like I hopped in their Discord, and that's something that they would like to do, some sort of physical, but like they're not over estimating themselves and saying, we're going to promise these streetwear, we're going to promise all this other stuff. So I like the realistic aspect to it. They have a ghostwriter and trying to get an actual story together. So I like that. But it seems like a really solid project that's been just kind of working on it in the background for a little while.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I feel like this is inspired by a Polaroid camera, which is always going to catch my eye because I'm into that, and so I like that art style. I agree with you, and it looks like the streetwear thing is kind of built into the art style. Like this is a fashion forward project from what I'm seeing right here. I might have to look at it. This one drops in an hour.
Yeah, but I'm just concerned what the gas is going to be. I've been trying to move some tokens around, and it's too expensive right now to move anything around on ETH. So I'm really confused why the gas is so high since the cats didn't happen. I thought that nothing, honestly, I thought, well, if the cats didn't happen, what's pumping the gas right now?
It might just be ETH since ETH's been pumping. That's my only guess. I don't know what else is coming on.
I don't know. We have a lot of comments here that I haven't been paying enough attention to. Someone said Ashton Kutcher invested into OpenSea on the last round. So he's apparently like a Series B or whatever series they're at investor with OpenSea. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of discussion happening here. So any way you spin it, we got a solid amount of people watching this and a solid amount of people talking about it. So whether it's Vogu or it's Stoner Cats today, the space is very much so lively right now.
Oh yeah, every day is an opportunity, especially when it comes to NFTs, man. Like I spent all day yesterday completely into one project. You wake up and then you're completely into a different project. Since 6 a.m. this morning, it's all been Stoner Cats and Vogu and trying to figure out where does the money go.
Are you guys bullish on any projects that have already come out that maybe have cooled off and you think could rebound?
That's a good question. Off the top of my head, not particularly. Most of my focus right now is in a different sector. It's on wax a little bit more than projects that are gonna pop back into relevance, I guess you could say, or into the hype mode on ETH. Personally, that's just me.
I'm still waiting for the Bored Ape Yacht Club's reveal for what's going to happen with our dogs. Like, because I know that they had said there was going to be a dog component that would happen before July was over. It's the 26th right now, so I know people are like really getting into that speculation mode.
They said latest was the 28th when they did their Death Nut challenge on the Discord.
So that was like a little teaser. All right.
Yeah, I guess. Well, people asked after the fact. It wasn't really a teaser. They were just like kind of probing them after while they were in distress, kind of like hot ones, just getting their shots in then. And they said, yeah, hopefully before latest the 28th.
It's 2 days, man. I have my dog up for sale. I better take it down.
Right.
The dogs have had an interesting story, like they came out extremely hot, they cooled off, and now it sounds like it could heat up again.
Yeah, dude, one of my best friends sold his dog for 17 ether, an ape, and another dog. So some dogs, you think that that's free money that just dropped in someone's lap. It's pretty amazing what these airdrops are doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the next variant is going to be for us. Like, and then mutants down the road, that'll be a whole nother fun experience.
Mutants meaning like forging?
I'm not quite sure what that means. They just said mutant breeding is on the horizon. And, I have no clue what that means, but I gave my best friend a cheetah ape. So I told him if it means that we have to breed together, we're breeding together, bro.
There you go.
I mean, Bored Apes have just done it right from the beginning. Like, were there any red flags with Bored Apes ever? Was there any hiccup on anything? I mean, I guess aside from the fact that the dog isn't a profile picture, anything you can think of?
So far, no. And that's kind of been like the magic of it, is that every part of it has been exhilarating, super fun. Like I minted 4 of them.
Nice.
And I had a blast doing it. Right away, it was really fun to be part of the community, and everyone's been really receptive. And every time you see someone with their new avatar, it's an immediate, kind of encouragement and welcome to the community. And it's an opportunity to network in a social media format that, there's so many people on social media. This helps you stand out a little bit more. and it opens some interesting social circles.
Yeah, they minted while I was asleep. That's the only problem. No, I missed the whole drop because I was literally asleep and I had to buy mine secondary. But then, no, it's been great watching from the sidelines and then aping in myself.
Yeah, I mean, even just you two joining me for this stream right now, like it's just rocking with two apes. It just carries like a certain something, you know, anything else, any picture, whether it was just a picture of your guys' actual faces or just another avatar project, anyone, unless it's like a crypto punk, it carries like a very, very different feel and vibe. And I feel like the apes have already basically like reached like kind of OG status, at least in some ways. And I'd imagine for both of you, it would probably take a lot to get you to let go of the apes that you've been using as your avatars for a while, right? Like that would take a lot.
No, not at all, man. Because I love being part of all the communities. I had a Voxy avatar up for 2 weeks. It's just for me. I have all the avatars that I love, and if I feel like switching it up, I do because it's fun to participate in all the communities, man. And that's one of the things I think some people get a little like apes become a little better than thou kind of thing, and that's not the reality of it at all. We just have fun. That's me though.
Yeah, I'm.
Not
I
everyone's that
haven't.
cool.
Damn right.
Facts. People know the Hustle House, so they can change it like that. No, I kind of just leave mine on because I don't. I just kind of it resonates a little bit more. I don't really have a problem if I were to switch. There is another project that is coming up that I got my eyes on that has a really good look to it that I might switch it up to for a few days. It's called Oni Force. I don't want to. That's just been what I saw. It looks really nice, but that's about it.
That's sick too. The other project I'm really excited. Actually, I have a Wicked Cranium, and they suggested that they'd be doing an airdrop. I believe I want to say a horse or a crow or both. But for the longest time, the floor was around like point 0.1, something like that. Now it's starting to rise a little bit.
Yeah, point 23. So Sven from the Mad Pups, who's a friend of the show that we've had on a couple of times, he is very bullish on Wicked Craniums, likes the project a lot. I don't own any. I think the art is very, very, very dope. We'll see what these airdrops do. The airdrop is kind of becoming a sort of standard at this point. Wouldn't you guys say so?
It's definitely becoming a use case for utility. So it's fun to see like if they don't, yes, if they don't have merch and they don't have airdrop, people think oddly of them.
Yeah, it's an easy utility to integrate into your project to just find that quote unquote companion and just like airdrop them one as just like this space moves so fast and people have such quick attention spans. If you're not like in their radar in some regard, you're kind of lost in the sauce. So like it's nice to have these little things to remind you like, hey, we got a dog drop, hey, we getting a crow or whatever, hey, we're coming out with this other thing. So like it keeps you in the forefront of people's minds.
Yeah, I mean, just any sort of sign of support. And I feel like people are looking for more ways to support, but people need to understand like this space is so new. Anything new that gets done is literally an innovation. Like it's actually an innovation. And I know that word gets thrown around a lot, like innovative and innovation, but it's true. If you like suddenly do something totally new, then that's an innovation in the space. A project that I own a couple pieces of, not trying to hype them up, Top Dog Beach Club. I don't even necessarily think that it's the best type of thing for an avatar. I bought it because we had the founders on our show. They showed their faces. You know, they talked through the whole thing from beginning to end, like the inception and what their plans were. They had a built out roadmap. They didn't mess up the drop from a technical perspective at all. They did take a while to sell out, which I don't think was a good thing for them, but just the commitment and the ongoing development that they're doing, it seems like, you know, it's going okay. Like the floor is rising and it's back above mint price now. And now they're talking about merch. They're talking about airdrops. They're talking about all this different stuff. Snacks, which is like, I guess, some currency that's going to be on OpenSea. So from a business perspective and from a technical perspective, they're doing things right. Whether or not you think that's like the dopest avatars, I totally get. That's like a subjective thing, but that's one project that I'm looking at, I'm holding because I feel like there could be something good there.
Yeah, you want to invest in and look at the team that's building the project more so than just the project. So like if you believe in the team, you should believe in their project and what they're going to bring to that project more so than just like what does this picture look like sometimes. So or um, what can this do for me right now? Or some things like um, the BYO pills. Those right now they're just a really cool generative pill. But if you believe in the team and what they're doing and the concept, right now they're not. I'm not too current on what the floor price is for those, but I don't think they're too high. But like once, if you believe in that team and what the actual concept is, and what can be used for, that's more in what you should be believing in the team and being happy with your purchases is what's important.
For sure. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Everyone, make sure that you watch the Hustle House. That's the Hustle House is the boring show is the show that you guys need to check out on YouTube. I'm going to link to Baron to the Hustle House's YouTube channel in the description here, so you'll be able to follow that. I already put the links to both these guys' Twitters, so make sure you follow them. They're all over Spaces. They're doing content all the time. Really quality content, both Bored Ape related and not just following the NFT market. And yeah, fellas, I really appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you as well, man. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.